Welcome, Virgo, to your reading. How do they feel about you right now? Virgo, the person that this reading is about is the first person that you thought of when you saw the title of the reading and when you heard the title of the reading. It could be somebody that you're involved with now. It could also be somebody that you have recently separated from, or it could be the last few weeks, the last months, or even the last few years. It's the person that first came to mind. So Virgo, let me tell you what this person is feeling about you right now. They, and when they first met you, saw you, or got together with you, your first encounter, they were quite taken with you, and they thought that there was an immense amount of potential in the connection, in the relationship, and they really wanted to go forward with it. There was a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of attraction, a lot of fun. It was like go, go, go. Everything was new, everything was exciting. But something then made them kind of backtrack. Something caused them to come on very, very strong, and then they seem to have started to backpedal. Something caused them to start feeling like it was going too quickly. It was going too quickly. I don't think that their feelings changed for you. I think they got scared. I think something made them scared, and they just felt like they needed more time to just put everything into perspective, just to reassess everything. I'm quite sure that their feelings did not change. I think they scared themselves. Something about perhaps the way they were feeling, because maybe it happened very quickly, the relationship, maybe everything just happened so fast. They felt they just needed to slow down, reassess everything, just make sure they were doing the right things for the right reasons before they come back in again. So even if this is an existing relationship and suddenly they seem to have gone a little bit withdrawn, a little bit quieter, it's just because they need time. They scared themselves. They scared their pace is scared. They scared themselves. They're going to, I feel quite confidently that they'll probably come back in, and it won't probably just be at a pace that they feel more comfortable. I think they scared themselves with their intensity. And so if they suddenly went quiet and the relationship kind of ended, I think there is a huge chance you will still hear from them again. It's just that they needed to reassess. They needed to gain their balance. I think the speed of which they moved frightened them. And then they were like, oh, wow, let me just backpedal here a little bit. Let me gain my balance, because they felt that they were like just moving too quickly even for themselves. They just had to kind of take some time out, look at what was going on, and I think they're going to come back in, and they're going to come back in probably at a pace that they feel a little bit more comfortable about. So let's just take a look at your oracle and see what they have to say. Okay, so the first one we get is, I dream about a future with you. So they definitely, even if they went quiet or if they just retreated, I want you to know that you're still top of mind with them. They're still thinking about you. They're still trying to figure out what happened. Why were they so taken? Why did everything happen so fast? They still are very much wanting something with you. They just have to figure out how to do it at a pace they feel comfortable at. The next oracle we get is, I took you for granted. What we have here is probably, if they did go quiet, or if they actually just disappeared from you, they're quite sorry about that, because they feel like they just took you for granted that you would be waiting for them. And now I think they might be a little bit afraid that if they did separate completely, that you might not want them back. So I think by going quiet, if they didn't do it in a good way, there could be some regret and some fear that you won't take them back so quickly. And then we've got You Are My World. So I really do believe, Virgo, that this person is really serious about you, and they really do want to have something solid with you. It's just they probably didn't manage themselves very well. So let's have a look at the little tarots for a final message. The first card we get is Temperance. Okay, so this Temperance, I think Temperance is about balance, it's about patience, and I think it relates to this. I think what happened was they really just felt that they lost their balance in the beginning of the relationship, because things happened so quickly, and I think they were quite taken by you, and this frightened them. It frightened them, and that's just why they probably pulled back. And so they just had to regain their balance and regain their perspective before they come back or came back in again. Then we have the Six of Swords. Okay, so this tells me that by coming in so quickly and by everything just happening so fast for them, it actually unnerved them completely. And they just really just need, they will probably explain this to you far better than I'm doing right now. They'll probably explain to you that they didn't mean to take you for granted, but they needed time to reassess, because it was like the waters were like, it was like the waves were coming in too high. It was like they couldn't contain their own like up and down feeling. There was probably a little bit of insecurity and a lot of passion, and they just probably didn't know how to manage their own emotions, and they just had to retreat and organize themselves so they can move on to like a more steadier kind of a more steady route with you, a more steady pace with you. And then I've got the Hierophant, which just confirms to me that they are serious about you. They do want something serious, but I think right now they might be a little afraid that they took you for granted, and that you probably or might not want them back, because if they didn't manage the process that well. So that's where your person is holding at the moment. Virgo, I hope you enjoyed the reading. Please take care of yourselves.